I don't believe it's ever been easy to describe where and how I fit into a gender-obsessed structure. I prolonged growing up for as long as possible, kicking and fighting the thought of adolescence with all my might. The trouble with sprouting from what feels like the wrong seed is undoubtedly embedded with conflict within oneself. While my body and mind are left confused by the demanding nature of society, I continue to explore a fluid pathway, empowered to create an authenticity that is my own. My interest in gender roles was awakened through psychology at school, particularly how Native Americans tackled gender roles. Native Americans traditionally assign no moral gradients to love or sexuality. A person was judged for their contributions to their tribe and for their character. It was also a custom for parents to not interfere with nature, and so among some tribes, children wore neutral clothes until they reached an age where they decided for themselves which path they would walk. Bright colours exude from their gender-fluid clothing. Feathers, shells and small beads are carefully intertwined into the garments. Colours for everyone and unites the people. Native American societies acknowledged 3 to 5 gender roles: female, male, two-spirit female, two-spirit male and transgendered. The Jesuits and French explorers told stories of Native American men who had given to sin and hunting women with wives, and later, the British returned to England with similar accounts. Gender variance was not tolerated. Declaring two-spirit tradition among Native Americans must be extinguished before it can be more fully recorded. In keeping with European prejudices held against natives, the Spanish Catholic monks destroyed most of the Aztec codices to eradicate the traditional native beliefs and history, including those that told the two-spirit tradition.
We are sold everything as men and women.
Skydivers wear them. Racing drivers wear them.
Yes, with Susie Homemaker you can entertain, wash dishes, clean house, launder, iron, bake all this, and always look lovely.
All of these things are generally on if we are a cis male or female.
The next children's commercials are selling a toy car. Watch the difference in marketing targeted at the opposite genders.
Yes, it's fantastic. It's impossible. It's unbelievable. But you make them.
I made it look like this. How? With all of these.
You pour in super plastic. You cover mold and clamp it. You bake toy body. You cool it. You pull out finished body. You trim it. You install real working motor.
You can paint those on blue. I could paint my name on pink.
You assemble body and chassis. You customize it. You snap track together and watch them go.
Blue cover paint, stripes and stars. Add sparkly hearts. Snap the top on the car.
Big cars that really race.
Wow, you can even match Barbie's top to her car.
Johnny Toy Maker.
Barbie painted dazzle, dazzle car. Why do all the girls have to fight princesses? Some girls like superheroes, some girls like princesses. Some boy like superheroes, some boy like princesses.
Absolutely,
So
you're absolutely
then,
right.
why does all the girls have to buy pink stuff and all the boys have to buy different color stuff?
I'm quite well known because of my pink hair, so if someone sort of like says to me, "Oh, how'd you get that black eye?" Well, you know that bird with the pink hair. Well, it doesn't do their street cred much good, so.
What do you identify as?
A tom girl. Well, I'm still a male, you know, like, and I still attracted to females. You know, I just like wearing what I wear. Makes me happy and other people happy, you know, when they see me.
Has gender affected life?
Quite a lot, but I didn't sort of like realise until about 2-3 years ago, because an older sister and a younger sister, and I'd sort of like seen how different they were treated to me. If I break something, I get a slipper or something, a smack. They break something, it's, oh, don't do it again. And it's like, of course, my older sister will get the new clothes. I end up with the hand-me-downs, and I've completely killed them for my younger sister, so she got new. Yeah, there should be more colours and universal clothes, you know, like. I was in Primark and they said about a unisex, they've got unisex changing rooms now. I guess, well, that ain't no good if you haven't got the unisex clothes, you know, like. The big thing I get upset about is shoes. The clothes, I can get larger sizes, but the shoes only go up to a size 8 for girls. I do get depressed whenever I walk in a shoe shop or anywhere what sells shoes and I see the difference between the females and the males, you know. Should I cut my toes off? Especially when you go into a shoe shop and there's about 30 shelves of ladies' shoes and 2 shelves of men's, you know, like, and I want that, but in this size, please. I've got to rack my brain and jazz up my shoes so they look nice. There is a huge market out there. You put pink size 11s out there, people will buy them. I like to be, what's the word, flamboyant, notice. And yeah, something that people won't expect of me is I'm shy. Yeah. You see, this is all a mask, just to get me noticed, you know.
But it helps.
Yeah.
It helps, doesn't it?
And it helps me with my shyness and my anxieties talking to people, because it's an icebreaker. People, you look amazing, and that's it, you know, start the conversation off.
Your hair looks like candy floss.
I get called that sometimes. I do get the occasional bad comment, but I've got the sort of like ammunition to turn straight back round. But a lot of people like the way I look in that. Not because, oh, look at that weirdo. It's, oh wow man, I wish I had balls the size of him to wear, you know, like kind of thing. And then I correct them and say her. It doesn't matter if I'm in blue or pink, you know, like, I'm still who I am. Because like through married life and teenagers living at home, parents, you know, like, I've always been told what to wear, how to behave and all this, and I thought, no, it's time for me to be myself.
My name is Finn. My pronouns are pretty fluid. I mean, I'll take whatever you see me as, you can call me. To me, fashion is everything. I think the way I express myself and the way that even just going down the street, like, I have to think about what I'm going to wear, and I think every single outfit shows off a reflection of my personality. I wake up in the morning and I sort of think, like, it sounds weird, but like, who do I want to be today? Style a whole outfit around that, and then that sort of outfit becomes my persona for the day. I like to feel comfortable in myself so that when people perceive me, I know that they're perceiving the real me and not someone that I don't feel comfortable with. My life is very involved with fashion and the fashion industry because I study it, so I'm constantly sort of consuming and absorbing that. I look up to a lot of sort of top fashion houses like Mugler and Moschino and stuff like that, very eclectic sort of camp styles. It's all to do with sort of uniqueness. I think to me, fashion is all about like expression, and the whole thing about trends, and it's just, it all ties into the same thing, and everyone just seems to sort of want to achieve the same goal. I want to explore an avenue of fashion which is something that no one's ever done before. You know, I want to break boundaries, I want to experiment, I want to just like throw some shit on my body and see what it looks like. Growing up in a very sort of rural area in Devon, like very sort of conservative, traditional, there wasn't as much room to play around with expression, and because it's too much emphasis on judgment, and everyone would sort of see you as an outsider if you dress different. And coming somewhere like Bristol, it's made me realise that you can find a lot of people who you resonate with, and it made me a lot more comfortable with who I am, because I saw other people being comfortable in themselves, doing all this crazy shit, being so expressive, not caring what other people thought, and it gave me the confidence to do that as well. Yeah, I've 100% found my community. I mean, we're here.
Castle Park.
Castle Park.
7:30. So we have quarter of an hour. My name's Jude. I go by they them. I was a bit hesitant to do it, but then I was just like, I might as well just do it, because that is how I've been feeling. So I might as well just say, like, it's quite an easy thing to just sort of say. Living in this house where like lots of people are they them as well, it's sort of just like helped.
How would you say gender has affected your life?
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
Well, I'm from a small town in Wales, in the valleys, which is somewhere where I couldn't wear skirts or be myself out of fear of being like attacked. So being here is really nice. When I was younger, I was hanging out with boys, like nerdy, edgy boys. Who weren't very nice. All my friends are women, and I feel like for me that is how I've been like changing, is by like being more feminine and just being around like feminine energy, because it's like the best energy. Like when you write about music, I think it's like therapy in a way. Journaling in music. I like Nina Simone. She's really cool. Funkadelic, Parliament Funkadelic. They're really cool. But yeah, I'd say my music isn't actually that queer, to be honest. Like the music that I listen to, but the music I make, I try to like sort of be queer in it and just sort of talk about basically just wanting to be a woman. Although I don't see myself as trans, I sort of want to like be feminine as much as I can. And so in my music I try to do that. You think you had it, but you just grasped it. You brushed your fingers up against it to say you touched it like you came up with tears in the rain. But ever since you stopped, all you've been feeling is some itchy kind of feeling. Especially when I'm wearing skirts and things, I feel quite defensive. So I like to like put on like it depends where I am. But I like to, you know, be quite like on guard, but I'm not really that type of person. I've never been like the type of person to be in a fight or anything like that. But maybe they think I'm a bit scary when I'm not. I feel like I have to sort of, you know, act hard sometimes. Otherwise, like a situation could like get out of control, and you could have someone who thinks that they can sort of just talk to you in an unrespectful way, when that they shouldn't do that. And so I guess you have to be defensive in order to protect yourself, and then the people around you as well. I don't think there's anything really redeeming about quote-unquote manly features, like personality-wise. Yeah, the sort of socially constructed man who is raised like that and then doesn't change. Because I was raised like that, but hanging around with like women has helped me lots. It's not like it's their responsibility to do that though. But yeah, you know, men who just don't think of women as people who could be friends with, and men who are self-conscious and take it out on other people. There's like a little sort of man in my head who's sort of like still there a little bit, to be fair, which sort of just exists there like a little itch, and I do to go away. I don't think there's much there to really want to keep. So I would rather just not have it at all.
Every morning he wakes up and tears stream out of his eyes, and it's not out of emotion. They look so tasty. My name is Sun, and my pronouns are they and he.
I'm Merlin. I go by he, him. I'm a trans guy.
Trans guy. Badass. Two trans guys chilling in bed, 0 feet apart because we're super gay.
How long have you guys been going out for?
We started dating when we were in 2020. I started transitioning in 2015. That's when I realised I was trans. And then last year I got my top surgery, which is very good. I had a hard time embracing my femininity. It's hard to find a balance between the hyper-masculine and the forbidden feminine, so to say. Well, I always knew you were sort of non-binary. You weren't a woman.
You called me your boyfriend before I came out to you as trans. Let's put it that way.
Girlfriend didn't fit.
I didn't understand why you called me boyfriend, but I did understand that it made me happy.
That's why I started calling you my boyfriend, because you hated being a woman as well. I knew there was good change going to happen. I just had to wait. Let you figure it out.
And figure out what it was. It was very slow. It was just like I don't feel right in the room when these words are being used for me. So I would start with that and just start questioning it, and with safe friends and people around me to try new terms. I am medically transitioning, but it has been so helpful to have the support of people socially to just respect me. If you were like where my face is, you can smell It smells of rubbing alcohol.
All done?
Yeah. I would obviously dress up colourfully, but like other people would see that as me being like girly, and they saw it as something frivolous. I try to dress myself in a way that is comfort and warmth, because it's something that I need in my life. When I can like adorn myself with as much yellow or different shades of colours in that region, or just bright things, that I feel that way about myself, and I feel like, yeah,
light and yellow,
a colourful being. While I still look very androgynous, I don't really know what I look like. I'm not aiming for any kind of look as a trans person. I just like aim to be more alive, more movement, because it feels really good.
It's more
to
comfortable
move,
in yourself.
and more comfort. So when I sit in the room, I feel like I'm present. And when people call me son, I hear them and I can like respond with so much more clarity in my brain of who I am. Just to be called into the room with a name that I chose for myself, and with so much like meaning in it.
Oftentimes we think of something as strange only because we're not familiar with it, or we haven't taken enough time to try and understand.
We have more in common than we have apart.
It's definitely about choice, and it's about joy. Like those two things. Choice and like joy. But everyone's direction that they go in and like history to get to that. It all looks so different. Everyone's joy and choice. It's different.
Isolation, can't put a gun in your hand. Can't put a gun in your hand. Can't put a gun in your hand. If you need to, you can get away from the sun. You can get away from the sun. You can get away from the sun.